Have you taken? Right wing. Do you ever want?
See, like, I got a problem with scrolling on TikTok a lot, but I guess technically it's okay because a lot of the times when I'm scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and just like brain rotting in a sense, it's to find more inspirations for my videos. But I want to share with you guys a new supplement sponsor that signed me, and I am so happy to announce that I am finally with Huge Supplements. I've been working with Huge for a while. I've actually made a decent amount of the videos for their Instagram page, and I've worked with a lot of their athletes. So I've always wanted to be an athlete for Huge. I just didn't really have the following to have like a social media deal with them. Like, I was like a videographer for them. But now that I finally am able to promote their products for you guys, use code Peatray to save you some V-Bucks at checkout. Like, I love their products. So yeah, we're at the gym right now. It's a new gym. I've never been to this gym before. It's called Lake County Barbell in Lake Zurich, Illinois. I think it's new, or they just opened up this second location, but about to slam some of this delicious pre. Got my pump caps too, which I will take after my deadlifts because I don't want to feel all this pump shit going through my bloodstream while I'm just trying to pull weight off the floor. I'd rather wait to take this before my accessories. But yeah, let's go have some fun. Let's go pull some weight. Real quick, my finger, it's actually feeling a little better. I can finally make a fist, but if you guys didn't watch last episode, I slammed it in between two plates when I was unracking a deadlift bar that someone left at the gym. So like, yeah, it's a little better, but it's still pretty swollen. I don't know, let's go see how it is when I go do deads. See, one thing I like about deadlift platforms is when they don't have that hardwood floor in between the rubber like pads, because then half my foot is slippery and the other half of my foot is like firm from the rubber. This is just a straight like rubber sheet. Also, I don't know if you guys could see, but when I'm deadlifting with my left hand, I'm deadlifting like this because I can't even wrap my finger around because my finger will brush against my quad when I lock out the weight. And squishing this thing against my quad does not feel good right now. I feel like everybody has like their preferences when it comes to doing compound lifts, like certain benches, certain deadlift platforms, certain bars. Like an example that's completely not popular that I like when it comes to deadlifting is I like a Texas deadlift bar instead of the big ass, I think it's called the kombucha bar. It's only like a 2-inch difference, but the kombucha is like way too whippy. The only gym around my area that I know that has that bar is America's Gym. It's a red bar, and I usually don't use it because I just don't like how whippy it is. But it's definitely something that if I were to use it more, I would get more used to it. What is the hardest part of making cinematic content? I mean, there's two of them that I can think off the top of my head. One being when it's freaking freezing out and you're filming night B-roll in like the dead of winter and it's like negative 20 degrees with wind chill, that's very tough, but you just gotta stick through it. The second hardest thing, staying motivated, you know. I'm not gonna give you some like BS, like you have to just
pick yourself up and stay motivated.
What helps me is having a group of like-minded people around me, like the Discord, right? There's almost 400 people in that community. If you haven't joined the Discord, links in the description, completely free, but when you're surrounded by that many people that are making similar content, just constantly spinning ideas off of each other and sharing work and sharing inspiration, it makes that creative aspect of content creation a lot easier. Tips for growth, that's easy. Being on a program, a training, and a diet program that you're actually gonna follow. The best program is the program you're actually gonna follow. And people on social media like to make the basic shit seem way more complicated than it has to be, when really growing is just sleep, diet, and training. And yes, you wanna get your food from like actual good food sources, but I hate when people are like, don't eat this, don't eat that, like broccoli's bad. Like I've seen people say that like don't eat strawberries because like it lowers testosterone. Like there's so much garbage out on social media because people just want to be controversial and get likes and views. Fitness industry can be toxic when it comes to like these little cheat codes when really it's just training, sleep, and diet. That's it. Which lens is the best the camera Canon can take pictures or videos at the gym? I'm assuming you're asking which lens is the best for Canon cameras, and there's not one god tier like amazing lens, right? To get a more cinematic look, you want a higher powered lens. The lens that I'm currently using right now that's slapped on this camera, this is a 24 1.4 G Master. It's really good in low light. It's a vlogging lens, but it doesn't zoom. All the lenses that I have are prime lenses. So like everything that I was using that was shot during the workout portion of this video was shot with a more higher powered lens. And a high powered lens that looks cinematic could be like a 55, an 85, a 130, like those are super high powered lens. So I hope that helps you make a better decision. But if you're looking for a more cinematic look, get a higher powered prime lens. If you're looking for like a more vlogging look like this one, get a lower powered lens, and yeah. So when it comes to my meats, right, I think I mentioned this in like episode 1 or episode 2, but I get my chicken and my meat from actual butcher or poultry stores. Whenever I buy chicken breasts from grocery stores, they're huge. Like boneless, skinless chicken breasts, they're not really petite, like they're huge. And from my experience, when chicken breasts come that big, I feel like it's because they're just pumped with hormones and stuff. They don't taste as good. It tastes rubbery as fuck. But this stuff, Harrison's Chicken, is a straight poultry shop. They only deal with fall, so like turkey, chicken. I think that's really it. Maybe I'm missing a few other birds that humans eat, but yeah, like it's a poultry shop, so they know their shit. And then my favorite meat right now is flank steak. It's pretty lean. It doesn't taste the best, but there's not a lot of fat on it. It cooks really well. And then a little bit of lunch meat too. Some London broiled lunch meat, which there was a recall on this stuff. But this place said that they got their lunch meat before the recall even came out, like months before. I guess they get it in months in advance and they freeze it and yada yada. So I trust them. But if you guys got lunch meat in your fridge right now and you're watching this video, you should probably throw that shit out. I get a lot of questions on how to make like chicken and rice or how to meal prep, and honestly guys, like, I mean, it all depends like how thick of a meat, how thick is your meat when it comes to steak. If you want to nail it every time, you could buy a thermometer that can go inside the oven or the grill. And I don't know what the temperatures are off the top of my head, like what's considered medium, what's considered rare, what's considered medium rare. But even some of these thermometers connect to a phone app where it can literally just tell you when to take your meat off or when to flip it. Or you just do it a bunch of times, eyeball it, and kind of just get your groove in place. Like for this kind of steak, I did 3 minutes on each side and I flipped them each twice. So in total, it was a really thick cut of meat, but that was 12 minutes on the grill. But yeah, I just finished eating dinner. That steak was really good. I gotta charge my camera up and then wipe this SD card, clear it to get ready for the gym. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Maybe you just need to be alone for a while until you feel yourself again.
Yo, so we at the gym and I'm trying to decide what do I want to fuel this push day. I had to do that video for Huge yesterday, so I left 4 tubs of Enraged, all different flavors. I'll probably do the green apple, honestly. This one looks pretty good and I've only heard good things about it. I haven't tried this one yet, so we're gonna do the green apple. Also, what is with people asking me what my hashtags are and like what times do I post? I don't know if you guys are thinking that maybe I'm using some special hashtags and my videos are not as good as they're performing. I hope not. But I'm here to tell you, there are no special hashtags at all. I just make up my own ones, honestly. I try to stay super, super niche, right? When it comes to like posting too, I don't know, I post between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Like, I don't really think too much about that shit because that stuff's not gonna make a bad video into a good video. It might help make a great video into an amazing video, or it might help make a good video into a great video, but it's not gonna help you as much as some people might think it might help. And I think the common problem that a lot of content creators have is Instagram doesn't understand what kind of a content creator you are. So I always tell people, stay as niche as possible so that when Instagram sees you post something, they know exactly who to show that post to. Because if they show it to the wrong people that don't fuck with that style of content that you're producing, that shit's gonna flop, bro. because those guys aren't going to like it. They're not going to engage with it. Instagram's going to be like, what the fuck's going on? These guys didn't like his post, so we're not going to show it to any new people or anyone else. Another thing that I do is I like to make my own audios because I feel like that really makes me different from other people. And when somebody saves my audios because it's something unique, it's new, it's definitely something they've never heard of before, most likely, unless somebody else took those 2 songs that I use or 2 movie scenes and made their own sound with it. But it makes it already unique. So people are going to save that audio to either use it in a YouTube video, a TikTok, or an Instagram reel, and that's gonna help boost my posts like engagement as well. So that's like my little 2 cents of advice on how to help your videos perform better. I can literally yap about this stuff all night, but let's go in the gym and train some chest, baby. Let's get it. Cheers. I'll see you guys in the gym. That was my top set, 295, 2 pause reps. I think it was a pause. Sometimes when I like get really hyped up for my top set, I kind of forget about the motions, like staying tight, what kind of reps I'm doing. I just let the adrenaline kick in. I just start going for it. So I got to be a little more conscious about that. I can tell my CNS is getting a little bit fried because I just don't feel as strong. And the last thing you want to do is to go heavy every single day and just fry the fuck out of your central nervous system, because then making gains and lifting is just going to be a lot harder. You want to catch it early before it actually happens. So I got to pull back the ego a little bit, even though I'm filming for YouTube, and not go as heavy these next 2 sets. Another common mistake that I see, especially with newbies in the gym, is they like to repeat the same workouts every single time. And this is how you can easily change this up. Like, I remember my first 3 years at the gym, I literally did the same chest workout every single day. Flat bench, flat dumbbell, and some flies, and that was it. Like, high school Peatray didn't really know what he was doing, but he was trying to get big. And I could have easily kept doing the same exercises, but just switched up the tempo, or switched up the way like I was gripping the machine, or do like drop sets instead, or do pyramid sets instead. Like, you don't need a large variety of equipment, but if you manipulate the way you're using that equipment to target your chest differently, or to give you a different burn or a different feel, or to make your striations in your pec flex differently because you're like trying to bend the bar or trying to like tilt the dumbbells a certain way. Like, there's a bunch of cheat codes that you guys can look up on YouTube on different ways to do different exercises. There's not just one correct way to do an exercise. There's multiple different variations and ways. You just got to be creative with it. And I could have easily have thrown that into my training my first 3 years, still done my favorite exercises, but just hit my chest in different areas while doing my favorite movements. I'm kind of just repeating myself right now, but yeah. Like if I had to pick 2 things from the diet portion of the fitness realm that I would have loved to follow since day 1 in the gym, I don't know if this makes any fucking sense. If I could go back in time and tell my younger self 3 things before I started my gym bro journey, definitely 1 gallon of water per day, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and also to change up my fucking training. Stop doing the same things every day. Just those 3 simple things, you will see a massive change in your gym progress, especially if you're just starting out, when you have newbie gains along with it. Also, you don't need a fuck ton of supplements to make gains in the gym. Like in my opinion, I like my pre-workout, my protein shakes, and my huge utilize and some of my other stuff that I'm getting now. But you really don't need all that stuff, guys. Like I've seen people make crazy gains because they're able to get all their protein in without using shakes. Supplements are only there because you're not able to get those macro or micronutrients from actual foods. So you use supplements to hit those numbers. There are guys that can hit their protein intake and all their macro and micronutrients just from whole foods. It's possible. But if you're curious on some supplements, you can always DM me about huge supplements. Use code Peatray, save some V-Bucks, help support me, my dream, better camera equipment, better videos. But yeah, I always check my DMs. And if I don't know everything that they sell, but I will tell you my favorite stuff and why it's my favorite stuff. It's like 4 days later. I don't know what happened, but I never filmed an outro to this video. I got a bunch of new camera gear though I can't wait to use, especially for the next YouTube video. I got my first ever pack of ND filters, which is pretty much sunglasses for your camera so I can get better daytime footage for my vlogs. And I got a new microphone coming in too, so thank you guys for running out my code. It's Huge Supplements and Raw Gear code Peatray, because every single penny that I get from that, I bring it back towards my equipment, towards my content, towards my gear, towards my dreams. So thank you guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.